Now, after completing the overall course overview and the syllabus mechanisms, we will start with some introductory features about the C language. What is the basic objectives while seeing this is that what we will cover in some next videos, that is, we will understand the basic structure of a C program. We will try to write our first C program. Then we will introduce the some processor commands. Then we will create good identifiers. Then we will describe the specific data types. Then we will able to create and use the variables and constants, understand input outputs and simple input output statements. Now we will see some basic terms, that is, first of all, C is a nothing but a programming language developed by a developer, that is the Denis Retici in 1972 in Bell T&C lab, and it is basically a middle level language, means it is getting the features of both the low level language and high level language. What is the lower level language? Lower level language is nothing but the language having the combinations of 0, 1 and so on, means you have to write the codes in this 0, 1 mechanism, means you have to learn these codes in terms of a 0, 1, which will be much a difficult task for a programmer. So they are shifted to the next language, that is the middle level language. What are the high level language? The high level languages are nothing but the object oriented languages, means they will deal with the real term entities of the object oriented features, but C will provide us the combination of these two languages, so it is termed as a middle level programming language. So all of you have to take in mind first concept that C is a middle level language, but we can call it as a high level language, means in some reference you will get it as a high level language, in some you will get it as a middle level language, but it is basically a middle level language. The another reason for which it is used by the software developers, means why software developers recommend for C language, that is, they are using this C to develop the applications that have to run on many different hardware platforms, means C gives us the mechanism to launch your C code in different hardware platforms. Talking with the next, we will start with our actual C program structures and different sub mechanisms of it. First of all, we will start with the writing the C program. So we will discuss the topics like the structure of the program, our first C program, what are the comments and how to greet the different programs. This is the overall structure of a C program, that is, first section is having the preprocessor directives, then second is having the global declarations, then third is having your main section, and last is the other functions as required. All of you have to fit this structure in your mind, means every program will having the same structure. The things which will change is only this part, means you will have to apply your logic here only. So this is the main part where you have to apply your logic. So turn by turn I will explain you all the things. Here it is having the integer. Integer is nothing but the return type used to handle that function. When you will enclose this opening closing by this circle, then it is a function, and this is the main function of your C program. Your C program's starting point is the main function. Void is, it is having no any return parameters. Other functions means the sub functions other than these main functions will be included and in these other functions. Now in detail we will see what is the program header, what is the main section. We had seen in the previous slide that is there is the start with the preprocessor directives. Preprocessor directives are nothing but these hash include statements. Each and every program should start with this hash include statement, means this structure will be same for each and every program. So it is the hash include stdio.h. Then after that you will write the code like it is the main function. It is the printf statement used to type your output on the screen. So it is the printf mechanism. In that you have given the message like hello world. As it is having the integer return type, it will be return 0 for that function returning, and it is the closing of a main. Means for any function writing you have to write the function name, then opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket. When you write, means suppose you write add name, okay, then it's a data type as the integer. When you enclose the circular brackets to any name, then it will be a function, means which is our fourth chapter. So this is the basic starting point of your basic C program or any C program. What is the stdio.h? Stdio.h is nothing but the standard input output function included in your hash include statement. Means depending on your program requirement you will add the different header files like this, means stdio.h, string.h, then math.h, and so this is the basic program structure, means how to write a first program. Here you are seeing the one computer screen. When you apply the printf, the message in the printf will be displayed on your output screen. Coming to the next, we will take a detail one program in which we will include the different sections. First is, this program demonstrates some of the components of a simple C programs written by your name here, date, means date program written. First of all, see here, when you will include any data in the /* and */ section, it will be a comment. Comment is nothing but if you write the program and try to open it after some days, then you will, if you are wanted to get a link of that program, then write that message in this /* comment, means it is a comment section which is a block comments. Now hash include is nothing but the standard input output header file or the starting point of your C program. Integer main is the main function where you are getting the main logic. This is the section for local declarations, means the variable declaration. You can write many statements, then you can get the printf statements like in the previous section. Then if it is a integer return type, then you have to return the integer type data, means this is the return type. Next we will talk about the comments. First of all, when you write like this, means /*, then type your message which is not a part of a program. I am repeating again it that it is not a part of a program, then it is a comment, then you have to include it in /* mechanism. So it is a block comment. So it is the example where you can write lots of messages in this whole section. Talking with this point next, we will take a next comment, that is the single line comment. It may happen that you have to apply only the single lines, not a multiple line comment. Then it will be, you have to apply only double / and write your message here. Means suppose this is a is equals to 5, it is a variable, then you have to add, if this is a whole line comment, then you can give the message like starting with double backslash. This is the difference between the single line and multi-line comment. Now you have to focus the main things, that is the C's different types, that is the C types. What is it? C is having the different types, like void means nothing, integer is nothing. When you have to handle the different you will say numbers in it, then you will give the integer types. Then if you have to floating point numbers, then it will be a floating point, and derived is the different mechanism. In integer you will get the boolean character integer. In floating point mechanism you will get the real, imaginary and complex numbers. We will take the detailed explanation of its in different data types. So coming to the next, we will start with the first mechanism of our C's basic, that is the identifiers. Identifier is nothing but a name given to handle any data element in your program. Means one feature present in all computer languages is the identifier. What is it? Identifiers allows us to name data and other objects in the program, means giving the names to the objects. Each identified object in the computer is stored at the unique address. Means for example, if you have to store your number 10, it will be stored in a memory number, that is some like this. But you are not able to see this address. So what will be the solution? You have to use the identifier, means give your name like A or B or C to identify this number, and this will be the identifier for this memory location. So this is the identifier. We have to see some rules for the identifiers. What is the first rule? That is, first character must be alphabetical character or underscore. Means each identifier must start with the A to Z or small a to z or either underscore, but it cannot start with the number. It must contain only alphabetic characters, digits and underscores. They are allowed. First 63 characters of an identifier are significant, means it can be have a length up to 63 characters. You cannot duplicate the keywords for using the identifier, means hash include, then stdio.h, which we had seen previously, is the system reserved words that are known as the keywords. Means we are not able to see or use these words for our personal use. Coming to the next, we will have to understand some features. Means one note point is that identifier must start with a letter or underscore. It may not have a space or a hyphen. Means it can be start with a letter or a underscore. Means it will start with a letter or underscore, but it may not have a space or a hyphen in it. So remember these some small things. Next, one note is there, that is C is a case sensitive language. What is a case sensitivity? Case sensitivity is nothing but handling the uppercase and lowercase letter. Means when you will get the uppercase letters, you have to use them in uppercase, and if you will name the lowercase letter, then you have to use in lowercase letter, and same like. Means if you are using the sum like this, then it will be in further will be used same, but if you are naming it as a capital sum, then it will be a wrong. It is a case sensitivity problem. Coming to the next, we will see some example of valid and invalid names. Means suppose first block shows us the valid names and second block shows the invalid names. First of all, we will get a single A, then it is a valid but poor style. Poor style means you are getting only a single character, it can be of a many characters. Then student name, okay, student name is what? student underscore name, it is start with character, so it is allowed. It starts with the underscore, it is again starts with the underscore, it starts with a letter, it will be allowed. So these are some allowable parts of identifiers. The identifiers means the names which are using for a data which are not allowed, that is the dollar symbol is not allowed, then digits are not allowed, some dash salary is not allowed. You have to only use the underscore, not the dash sign. Then here you have placed the gap, means student, and you have placed the gap here, and then you have named the number. If you have to separate the bigger number in smaller, means bigger number, to separate the mechanism, then you have to use the underscore, not the dash or not the empty space. Then int is a special reserved word of a system, so you are not able to use it as a identifier. It is a reserved word, that is the keyword. You are not having the permission to write it in your own mechanisms. This is all about the basics of a C language, who have invented the C language, then which are the different mechanisms, then different data, means different C types, then which are the different namings used, that is the sensitivity, and lots of things which we had analyzed or the studied in this video. Thank you so much, students.